All right, so we're diving deep today
Deep, deep.
into the world of AI image generation,
Always a fun place to be.
and specifically this hot new thing, SCM,
Yeah, SCM, Simplified Continuous Time Consistency Model.
for those who love their acronyms.
We love acronyms.
We're looking at a brand new OpenAI blog post and research paper.
Yeah, both dropped today, actually, October 23rd, 2024.
So fresh off the press, got to see if this lives up to the hype.
Oh, yeah, there's always hype.
That's the thing with AI, right? Always hype.
Always, always.
But this one's particularly interesting. We're talking about AI generating images potentially 50 times faster
Oh, wow.
than today's, like, top models.
That's a big claim.
Yeah, so is this the key to finally, unlocking those real-time applications?
Real time, that's the dream.
That's the dream, right?
That's what's so fascinating about SCM. It
Yeah.
tackles a pain point I think everyone listening probably knows firsthand.
Yeah, I can relate.
You have this amazing idea, right? You feed it to your AI model, and then
The waiting game.
the waiting game begins.
Oh, it's painful.
And diffusion models, those are the ones that make the beautiful stuff.
They make the good stuff.
That's so slow.
It's like watching paint dry.
It is, but for digital art.
Yeah, and you know that, wait, it just kills, like, the creative flow.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So what is it about these diffusion models? Why are they so slow?
So they work, right, by slowly removing noise
Okay.
from an image.
From, like, a starting image.
Yeah, like a starting image over, like, hundreds of steps.
Oh, wow.
It's like if you can imagine, like
Yeah.
sculpting a masterpiece, but like from a block of static.
Right, so you're slowly chipping away
Slowly chipping away.
to get that final result.
Beautiful result,
Beautiful results.
but computationally expensive.
So that's why it takes so long.
That's why it takes so long.
Okay, so then SCM swoops in
SCM swoops in.
like a hero.
A hero, yeah, and promises to change things up.
Change it up.
Instead of this slow, step-by-step denoising,
Yeah.
SCM just wants to go from noise to clear image.
Like in one step.
In one step, or close to one step.
Oh, wow.
It's wild. I was looking at the visual, OpenAI included,
Oh, yeah.
and the difference in these, like, paths they show, it's striking.
Oh, interesting.
Diffusion models, they're, like, meandering through this, like,
Yeah.
noise space.
They're taking the scenic route.
They are taking the scenic route.
Consistency models like SCM.
They're taking the express lane,
Okay, I like that.
straight to the point.
But this isn't the first time, right, that we've seen consistency models.
Yeah, yeah.
So what makes SCM so special?
What they did was they simplified the math
Okay,
that makes the training process more stable
got it.
and, crucially,
And they're like
scalable.
skill, yeah.
And when I say scalable,
Yeah.
they train this thing on ImageNet
Oh, wow.
at 5.2 by 5.2 by 5.2 resolution.
Okay, we're getting technical.
We are getting technical.
This is good, though.
Yeah, with 1.5 billion parameters.
Wow, that's massive.
It's massive.
Okay, so all that computational power translates to...
To some mind-blowing speed.
Okay, give me the numbers.
All right, so SCM can generate a single image
Uh-huh.
on a single A100 GPU
Okay.
in 0.11 seconds.
Wait, hang on. 0.11 seconds.
Wait, 0.11 seconds.
That's, like, basically instantaneous?
It's basically instantaneous.
And that's without, you said, any fancy tricks.
no fancy tricks.
So this could be huge for, like,
Oh, yeah.
things like live video editing
Live video editing, yeah.
or, like, interactive art.
Interactive art where real-time image generation was just like
Impossible.
a pipe dream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but
The big question.
the big question is,
How good are the images?
right.
What good is speed
If it looks terrible.
if it looks terrible?
So spill the beans.
Okay.
Does SCM sacrifice quality for speed?
It's a nuanced answer.
Okay.
So SCM is actually a student
The student.
learning from a pre-trained diffusion model. Oh, okay.
It's like their teacher, if you will.
Gotcha.
So it's building on that foundation of quality,
Right.
but trying to find a faster way to get there.
So it's like learning from a master painter,
Yeah.
but developing like your own faster techniques.
Exactly.
Okay.
And here's what's cool.
Mhm.
As both SCM and the teacher model scale up,
So they both get bigger.
they both get bigger, the quality difference between them
Shrinks.
shrinks.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's not just about absolute quality.
Yeah.
It's about relative improvement.
Right.
They're both getting better.
Okay, this is really interesting.
It is.
So you were talking about like number of steps, right?
Yeah.
So like the teacher model needs what, like hundreds of steps
Hundreds of steps.
to produce a good image.
Yeah, to make something beautiful.
But SCM can do it in how many steps?
2 steps.
2 steps.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds too good to be true.
It does sound too good to be true, but is there, like, a huge drop in quality?
Not really. Remember those FID scores?
Yeah. Yeah, lower is better.
Lower is better. Well, SCM, even with just 2 steps,
Yeah.
has less than a 10% relative difference
Wow.
in FID scores.
Okay. I mean, I have to see it to believe it.
Right. I
I'm
know.
looking at these 2-step sample images,
Okay.
and wow,
Yeah.
they actually look really good.
They do. They do.
And I'm genuinely impressed.
It's blurring the lines between speed and quality
Yeah.
in a way we haven't seen.
This feels like a turning point.
It does, doesn't
If
it?
you can get, like, near diffusion model quality,
Yeah.
but at this speed,
Yeah.
what does that even mean for those slower models?
Right. Like, will they even be needed?
That's the question right
That's the big question.
now. Okay, but before we get too ahead of ourselves,
Right.
let's acknowledge that.
SCM isn't a perfect picture.
Yeah, okay, but let's be real.
Let's be real.
What are the limitations here?
Well, even though it's pushing boundaries,
Yeah.
SCM still relies on those pre-trained diffusion models.
Right, for that initial
Yeah,
training.
Initial training.
So it's not, like, completely independent.
Not fully independent yet.
Okay, so does that mean that there is a noticeable quality difference?
Because of that reliance, there is a consistent
Okay,
but small gap in quality
gotcha.
compared to the teacher model.
Okay.
It's not huge, but it's something to keep in mind.
So it seems like SCM is, like, a work in progress.
Definitely a work in progress.
But the potential is, like, huge. Faster image generation
Yeah.
without sacrificing quality.
That's the dream.
That's the dream.
That's what makes this so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just about making cool pictures faster. It's
Right.
about, like, fundamentally changing what's possible
Yeah, I like that.
with AI image generation.
Okay, so now I'm officially hooked.
Good.
Let's unpack, like,
Let's do it.
the technical magic behind this thing.
Let's get into the nitty-gritty.
How does SCM actually work?
All right, let's crack open the hood.
Let's see what's going on.
Let's see what's going on.
So we've been talking about these FID scores.
Yeah, lower's better, right?
Right. Lower's better, but
But they don't tell the whole story.
they don't tell the whole story when it comes to image quality.
Right. Because how do you really judge
Yeah.
the quality of, like, an AI-generated image?
It's tricky, right.
It's tricky.
Because it's not like there's, like, a universal scale for art.
Right.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
what looks good to one person.
Yeah, totally subjective.
Totally subjective, yeah.
So if FID scores aren't enough,
Yeah.
what else do we look at?
Well, one thing you can do is you bring in the humans,
Oh, okay. So, like, actual people?
actual people judging the images.
Okay.
Instead of just relying on the numbers.
So, like, what are they judging?
Things like, how aesthetically pleasing is it?
Okay.
Does it have, like, an emotional impact?
Right. Right.
Does it even feel, like, artistic?
Okay. Interesting.
So you get that human element in there. Because at the end of the day, if AI is going to be making art,
Right.
it needs to resonate with people.
Yeah. It has to connect with us on some level.
Right, exactly.
And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, how so? Because
Because it starts to blur those lines between, like,
Yeah.
objective measurement
Yeah.
and subjective experience.
Got it.
But what makes a good image? It really depends.
Depends on the person,
Depends on the person, on their background.
their culture.
Yeah, their culture, all of that.
This reminds me of that whole debate
Oh, yeah.
about AI art.
Oh,
Is it real art?
big question.
Yeah.
And I don't know if SCM answers that,
You're right? Yeah.
but it brings us closer to a future where AI is a more powerful tool for art.
So it's not about replacing artists.
No.
It's more about
It's about giving them new tools
to explore.
to push boundaries.
I like that.
And this all comes back to, like,
Yeah.
SCM's dependence on those diffusion models.
Right, right.
It inherits their strengths,
Yeah.
but it could inherit some weaknesses too.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's like, imagine inheriting this giant library.
Yeah.
You have all these amazing books,
Okay.
but maybe some are outdated.
Right.
Maybe some have biases.
So, like, what kind of baggage could SEM be inheriting?
That's a good question. And it's something the research doesn't really address. Like,
yeah.
are there certain images, certain styles
Yeah.
where SCM just, like, falls short
Compared to...
compared to diffusion models?
Okay.
Maybe, like, really complex images
Yeah.
where those extra diffusion steps are still needed.
It makes you wonder if, like,
Yeah.
diffusion models, even though they're slow,
Right.
might still be the best
Yeah, yeah.
for certain things.
For certain niches.
It's like photographers who still love film cameras.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
Even though
right.
digital is so much faster.
Yeah, sometimes you need the specific tool for the job.
So it's not about one replacing the other.
No,
It's about,
it's about having more options.
yeah, expanding the toolbox.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, let's zoom out for a second.
Okay, big picture.
Big picture.
Yeah.
If this technology keeps getting better,
Right.
like what could the world look like in a few years?
Oh, that's fun to think about.
Right.
The applications are vast.
I'm imagining, like,
Yeah.
anyone can create stunning visuals.
Right.
Regardless of their skill level.
Like democratizing creativity.
Yeah, putting the power of imagination.
It's in everyone's hands.
Yeah.
And it's not just about individuals.
Right.
Think about industries.
Yeah, like film, gaming.
Film, gaming, advertising, even education.
Oh, wow.
Imagine students learning history
Yeah.
by interacting with AI-generated recreations.
Oh, that's cool.
Like walking through ancient Rome.
Right, like you're actually there.
It's like a time machine powered by AI.
I love that.
Yeah. And architects
Yeah.
designing buildings with AI collaborators.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Seeing different designs in real time.
It's like a new creative renaissance.
It is. It is.
Where the lines between reality and imagination.
Kept blurry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we need to be realistic, too.
Of course there are challenges.
Yeah, like potential downsides.
Yeah, we've touched on it.
Yeah.
But it's worth repeating.
Like ethical implications.
Ethical implications. Yeah.
Just because we can do something?
Doesn't mean we should.
Right. Think
Yeah.
about deep fakes, misinformation,
Right.
potential job displacement.
We have to be responsible.
Absolutely.
Okay, but for now,
Yeah.
let's stick to our learner hats and just explore.
Explore the possibilities.
Yeah, where could SCM really revolutionize things?
Let's pick some scenarios.
Okay, first stop.
Yeah.
Entertainment.
Entertainment art.
Video games.
Yeah.
Where the environments are dynamic,
Oh, yeah.
changing in real time.
It's not just a static backdrop anymore.
No, it reacts to you.
Reacts to the player.
It's like a living world
A living, breathing world
that evolves as you play.
based on your choices. Oh, that's cool.
It's like stepping into a choose-your-own-adventure.
Yeah. But the environment itself is changing.
It's responding to you.
Imagine the storytelling possibilities.
Oh, it's huge.
The world becomes a character,
It does, yeah?
reflecting your emotions.
Your choices.
It's like the world is reacting to your every move.
Exactly.
It's so personal.
So immersive.
And it's not just games, right?
No, think about movies, TV shows.
Where the viewer makes choices,
Yeah.
shaping the narrative,
Interactive storytelling.
taken to a whole new level.
Exactly.
Okay, what else?
All right, how about LOVR and AR?
Oh, virtual reality, augmented reality.
Yeah, imagine exploring these worlds that feel so real
Rendered in real time.
by SEM.
It's like stepping into your favorite movie
Or game.
and the educational potential.
Oh,
Witnessing historical events firsthand.
time travel.
Time travel, yeah.
With AI.
Okay, what else?
Design, architecture.
Oh, yeah.
Architects could use SCM to create, modify buildings instantly. Oh, that's so cool. Different materials, lighting, layouts,
All in real time.
all in real time
It's like a digital clay model.
that you can just shape with your hands
Yeah.
and see the results immediately.
That's amazing.
And personalized fashion.
oh, interesting.
Clothes generated based on your preferences.
It's like having an AI stylist.
Knows your tastes
yeah,
perfectly.
That's really cool.
Scientific visualization, too.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing complex data in real time.
It's like a microscope.
Yeah, for the invisible world.
Okay, so much potential.
So much potential.
Be careful.
Right, we talked about this.
Yeah.
But it's worth repeating.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
Deep fakes, misinformation, job displacement.
We have to be thoughtful
I do.
about how we use this technology.
Absolutely.
Okay, so back to SCM itself.
Back to the test.
What's next for the research?
That's a great question.
And it leads us to the next exciting phase of this whole thing. So where do we go from here?
Right, what's next?
Well, with SEM, one thing is clear.
Yeah.
We got to push the image quality further.
Right, because those two-step results, amazing.
Amazing, but still a little gap compared to,
This multi-step diffusion
yeah,
bubbles.
who's slower, guys?
So closing that
Wait,
gap,
maybe even surpassing them.
that's the dream.
That's the holy grail.
So how do researchers actually do that?
Well, there are a few paths.
Okay.
One is like experimenting with different training data sets
Okay.
and different model architectures.
So like fine-tuning.
Fine-tuning,
To
exactly.
get the most out of SEM.
Yeah, like, a race car engine.
Right, optimizing for speed.
Exactly. Finding the right fuel, the right design.
I like that analogy.
Another thing is
That.
developing even better consistency training methods.
Okay, so it's not just about the data.
No, it's about the process, too.
So, like, what would that look like?
Capturing those subtle details, those nuances.
That might be lost with those, like, two-step jumps.
Yeah, like training SCM to be even more perceptive.
To see the finer details.
Yeah, the brush strokes, not just the broad strokes.
Okay, any other approaches?
There's also the possibility of, like, combining approaches.
Oh, interesting.
Like using SCM for the initial generation.
Okay, for speed.
Yeah, and then
Right.
maybe a few diffusion steps to refine.
Oh, so, like, the best of both worlds.
Exactly, like high-speed train for most of the trip.
And then a car for that last mile.
Exactly.
I like that, taking the best from each.
To get the best results.
So many possibilities, it's exciting.
It really is.
And it makes you realize how far we've come.
Oh, yeah.
Just a few years ago.
Yeah.
Real-time, high-quality images, that was, like,
Impossible.
impossible.
Now it's becoming a reality.
Yeah, and SCM is a testament to that.
To all the hard work of these researchers.
Pushing the boundaries.
Pushing the boundary.
And it's not just about the tech, it's about...
Human ingenuity.
Yeah, that's what I love about this stuff.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
So as we wrap up,
Yeah.
I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay, fire away.
If SCM keeps getting better,
Right.
eventually, like, surpassing those diffusion models,
Yeah.
will we even need them anymore?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Will they become like those old film cameras?
Like, treasured by a few.
But ultimately,
Something faster, better.
it's a tough question.
It is, and I don't think there's an easy answer.
But that's what makes it so interesting.
It really does.
It makes us think about
creativity.
Yeah.
And the role of technology in all of this.
We went from algorithms to, like...
Deep philosophical questions.
Yeah.
That's what I love about AI.
Me too. It's not just code. It's bigger than that.
It makes you think.
So to our listeners,
Yeah.
this is just the start.
The learning begins now.
Dive into the source material.
The OpenAI blog post.
Yeah. And the research paper.
Links in the show notes.
Don't be intimidated.
The blog post is a great starting point.
Even if you're not super technical.
And if you want all the details,
Yeah.
the research paper is there for you.
So explore. Get curious.
Let your imagination run wild
Maybe you'll even be inspired.
to build on this research.
Yeah. Create the next breakthrough.
Who knows? The future is wide open.
That's what's so exciting.
It is. It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning,
And keep creating.
and keep diving deep.